Oh boy, it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching another episode of Engine Room by Token Metrics. My name is Dylan Love. I'm the managing editor of cryptocurrency research firm Token Metrics, and I am joined, as always, every Monday by Jacob, Coach Gallup. Jacob, what's going on? Happy to see you.
Happy to see you too. How was your weekend?
I had a pretty good weekend. I was especially happy to see that Bitcoin popped right back above 50K late
Yep.
Sunday night. So I bet you've got something to say about that. I know I have a lot of feelings about it.
Yeah, I do. So it, like you said, it hit $50,000 on Sunday, which was higher than it reached its 3-month high. And I was charting some resistance levels. So earlier this morning, it bounced off of $50,500. So that's one short-term resistance. And then there's also a Fibonacci retracement resistance at 51,100, which is a 61.8% resistance. So that's what we're looking for now is in the short term, this 50.5K, 51.1K for a Fibonacci retracement. And then also some historical highs it bounced off of was 51.5K and 51.6K. So that's what we're looking at. Obviously, I know you've been following the market news over the past week or so. We've been seeing all these kind of alerts. Everyone's like, if Bitcoin hits $50,000, it's taking off. Like we're going to 100,000 by end of the year. I don't know how accurate those predictions are, but that's what I've been seeing.
Well, let me. I love asking people about their year-end Bitcoin price predictions. Let me run a few of these by you. I have a very smart friend who I trust a lot who calls for 60K top by the end of the year. Then there's a woman named Meltem Demirors who I pay a lot of attention to. She's the chief strategy officer of CoinShares, and she's been calling for 100K Bitcoin by the end of the year. But then I also interviewed Richard Hart of Hex a few weeks ago. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, he said yeah, Bitcoin's going to go to like 10,000 by the end of the year.
10,000.
So, yeah. He's calling for a super crash beyond what we've already just come out of. So I don't exactly know what that's based on, but it seems like the trend is right now not in Richard Hart's favor in terms of his prediction.
Yeah, I mean, that just is so surprising because personally, if Bitcoin goes down to 30K levels again, I'm buying more. And I know a lot of people who will just buy that dip, who will keep, if you keep buying the dip, there's not going to be a dip because it's just going to keep going up. And I mean, with the regulation coming, with more adoption, more countries, like it seems like the ball's rolling and there's nothing that can stop it. I don't see a 10,000. I mean, definitely there will be a crash. We will have a bear market again. Bitcoin will maybe go lower than it is now. Maybe this is the lowest it'll ever be. I don't know, but I'm not saying that it's not going to crash again, but $10,000, we're never going to see that number again.
Well, I have nothing but love and respect for Richard Hart, but I also think he knows how to hype things. And in this case, I think he might be putting down Bitcoin as a means to elevate his own project, which I get it. And Richard, I'm sure you're watching and listening. I love you, brother, but I don't think 10K Bitcoin is happening.
Yeah. 100K also those seem very extreme. 100K seems like a lot. 10K seems like way too little. I'm thinking, I'm agreeing 60, 70K. I like hitting all-time highs. That could definitely be a thing. I could see that. Going to 100, that's kind of moonshot, but I guess we'll have to see.
Well, speaking of all-time highs, let's call out Cardano. Let me get the latest Cardano price here, but Cardano is absolutely in new all-time high territory. What are we looking at here? We've got, I should have had this ready. Cardano is now at $2.94, $2.94. Wow. So that's an absolute all-time high for Cardano. Previous all-time high was $2.49. So everything since then has just been punching new holes in the sky. Exciting to watch that little guy climb.
Yeah, it just hit the ranked number 3 market cap because I know it was behind Binance. And yeah, so it's cool to see. It's the Ethereum killer, not really.
Theoretically,
Yeah, I think there's a big enough space for them both to coexist. And I've been a huge supporter of Cardano. I really like what they're doing in their like Cardano Africa initiative, bringing infrastructure to developing countries. I think that's super cool. I like the mission, and I've been in it since Cardano was at like $1. I was loading up the boat, so I was not expecting it to run this much. I mean, it makes sense because smart contracts are about to be released, I think, in a couple weeks, mid-September. So it's I think there's a lot of hodlers who have been waiting and waiting, because I mean, dates just kept getting pushed back, and they're finally like taking a breath and like, wow, we did it.
Yeah. I'm anecdotally aware of somebody who was dollar cost averaging into Cardano while it was under $1.
Yeah.
You usually hear about dollar cost averaging as a strategy for something more expensive like Bitcoin, but no. Somebody who a friend of a friend was basically calling this a couple shortly after the launch. And yeah, I should track this person down. I wonder if they're on a yacht somewhere at this point.
Yeah, seriously.
But anyway, Jake, I know you got a couple.
Yeah. So did you hear about the OnlyFans news last week?
I did. So do I have it correctly that OnlyFans is now banning adult content from its platform?
Any sexually explicit content is being banned, and that's in order to appease their investors, appease their credit transaction platforms, because they're trying to reach a valuation of $1 billion, and they're just not reaching that because investors don't want to invest in some crude sexually explicit content. I think that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I think their valuation is going to go from $1 billion to about $1 million.
Yes.
Because why would you ban 90% of your users? So that's old news. But what's new news is Tyga had an OnlyFans account. He deleted it, the rapper Tyga, Tyga, and he plans to launch a competitor platform called MyStar, MYY Star. And MyStar, what's different, they'll be taking 10% of the creator's earnings, while OnlyFans took 20%. And what brings in crypto is that the creators will have the ability to sell NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. So I'm imagining like some porn stars might be selling their nudes as an NFT. That's I think that's new. I don't think there's naked pictures yet on OpenSea. So
yeah, I'd love to get inside. I want to know what the conversation was like. Presumably they had some vote at a board meeting or whatever. And yeah, we're going to, this thing that's been working really well for us, dirty pictures for a fee. We're going to just get rid of that. Now we're going to be like a paid version of Instagram. It doesn't compute for me. In any case, it seems natural that crypto has something to say about, uncensorability as well as moving value between people, all while protecting anonymity to a degree. I'm only hearing about MyStar from you right now, but I'm bullish on it. I'm bullish on it in this moment.
And I just want to like reiterate kind of just how it OnlyFans move doesn't make sense. And there's parallels between OnlyFans and Tumblr, because in 2013, Yahoo bought Tumblr for $1.1 billion. Then later, I think it was 2019, 2018, after they banned pornography on Tumblr, they later sold it to the owner of WordPress for $3 million. They bought it for 1.1 billion, sold it for 3 million because they banned porn. So
more than 97% decline.
Yeah, and Tumblr wasn't a porn site. OnlyFans is a porn site. So imagine that impact it will have on OnlyFans.
Yeah, goodness gracious. Well, we'll be sure to be paying attention to that, of course.
Yeah, and so also, did you hear this morning about the Visa's investment into CryptoPunk buying an NFT?
Hear this. Visa is cool now, guys. Haven't you heard? They're buying NFTs. Look at our CryptoPunk.
They're gonna make their Visa Twitter profile the CryptoPunk they bought. But yeah, so what the kind of their plan was, they bought a CryptoPunk for $150,000, and their head of crypto kind of claimed, he said, to help our clients and partners participate, we need a firsthand understanding of how the infrastructure requirements for a global brand to purchase, store, and leverage an NFT. So Visa's trying to take advantage of crypto, of the future of money. So it's smart what they're doing. They say, in order for us to offer our clients better features, we need to know how it actually works. So they're just dipping their feet in and saying, here, let's buy a crypto punk. So I think it's an awesome way to see these companies really getting involved in NFTs, because NFTs, like, compared to traditional crypto, I mean, crypto's been around for 12 years, NFTs about the same time, but it's really only taken off in the past few years, past 4 years.
Yeah,
So
let's look at this tweet exactly, because Visa is kind of putting it in the context of, oh, we collect commerce artifacts. The tweet says, over the last 60 years, Visa has built a collection of historic commerce artifacts, from early paper credit cards to the Zip Zap machine. Today, as we enter a new era of NFT commerce, Visa welcomes CryptoPunk number 7610 to our collection. So the implication here, it seems to me that Visa is equating NFTs with a new form of transaction. Like, I don't know.
It's going to be an asset on their balance sheet. They're going to put $150,000 as an asset that they own. It's an investment. They're putting some of their revenue to invest. Instead of buying government-backed bonds, they're buying a JPEG image of a CryptoPunk. That's the future for you. If you said 50 years ago, are big companies going to be buying government bonds still? Nope, they're buying JPEG images of punk rock stars.
Yeah. This is good weird as far as I'm concerned. It's unusual and interesting that Visa should be throwing its hat so publicly out there like this, but it's only good for crypto. It's only good for crypto. What else you got, Jacob? You got any other goodies?
Yeah, well, speaking of NFTs, also over the weekend, Justin Sun, who's the founder of Tron Network, he purchased an Ether rock for $611,000, and this rock has the lasers shooting out of the eyes, or it's like laser eyes, kind of the meme that people put on their profile pictures. So it's just really funny that he bought a rock. I mean, we've talked about these Ether rocks before. It's selling for $1.2 million, up to $2 million for literal JPEG images of rocks that aren't detailed. It's just what I mean. It's the NFT marketplace for you. I'd love it that if Visa would buy an Ether rock, that would be great. But yeah, I'm waiting for the NFT marketplace to switch from memes to real art and real content. I mean, it's gonna have to. Right now, it's like in a bubble, a meme bubble. And we're going to start seeing real content, real art, real music, etc., start taking over the NFT marketplace.
Definitely. This is happening slowly. I'm reminded that none other than Lindsay Lohan was literally creating her own artwork and selling it on Rarible. I think she's actually sold out at the moment. But yeah, take that for whatever it's worth. Lindsay Lohan is an NFT artist on some level. So yeah. And then there's even that semi-viral clip of Paris Hilton explaining on late night television what an NFT is. So the word is getting out. You know, these are not people that you would immediately assume would be able to explain this stuff, let alone actually engage in commerce with it. Yet here they are. So
I think they're hearing from all their friends, from all social media, etc. They're hearing this word NFT. It's in the news, and it's going to be the future of content production, of taking back ownership of what you create from companies like Spotify, who give you 10% of earnings on your songs, and Audius gives you 90% earnings on your songs. So it's really taking your creations back and a way for you to sell it and not get effed by the big guys.
Yeah, I mean, I can only quote Michael Saylor to you. This stuff is about the dematerialization of property, or the digitization of property. So now it can be uncensorably proven that you own a certain piece of artwork that might be worth several $million or more. So yeah, I can't wait to hear the conversations about fraud that we'll be having in 10, 20 years.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Are we wrapping it up? Is that all we've got for this Monday edition of Engine Room?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, very good. Jacob, thank you as always.
Of course.
Guys, you can listen to this podcast on any of your preferred podcasting platforms. Just search Engine Room, Token Metrics. You might also be watching us on the Token Metrics YouTube page. That's just do a YouTube search for Token Metrics and you'll find us there. We do this show 3 days a week and we are happy to have you along for the ride. So thank you for watching and listening. We'll catch you on next time.